Hello, welcome to Art with Joa Trades. Today we're going to draw a reindeer, but not just any reindeer. We are going to be drawing Sven, my favorite. Okay, so let's start off with his head, and it's real easy. We're just going to do a circle, like about this shape. Make sure to do it light until we get the shapes we want, and then you can start making it darker. Okay. Then we're going to do another circle, kind of going right here, a little bit farther down. And then kind of on the outside, you don't have to go through the head. We're going to do another circle. And this is just going to be like the hairy part of his chest or mane or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, let's see. I want to do the part of his face in here. So we're going to do like that little mask he has. So it's kind of like an M. We do one shape right here and then another shape like that. So it's kind of like a really weird M. Okay. And then we're going to add his cheeks on the outside. Remember, if this is getting too crazy, pause it. Don't be discouraged. I practice all the time. And the more you practice, the better you'll get at sketching. Okay, so now I got his mask. Now I'm going to work on his nose shape. So it kind of dents in at the top right here and then goes around. And I'm going to have his mouth open. So let's do the top part of his mouth first. And he's really happy. So we're gonna, let's do his little nose holes. Okay, and then he has cute little teeth. And then we're gonna do his mouth open. So I like to draw like a U. So there's my U. Then I'm gonna draw his little black lip part. Just gonna make this thicker, pretty much. You can pretend like his tongue is in here. So I'm just shading it so you guys can kind of see that that would be his tongue. Okay, then we're going to draw the rest of his chin, which is like another U, another big U, and then put some hair on it because, you know, he's a reindeer and he has a hairy face. Okay, so now I'm pretty comfortable with that nose and how it looks. So we're going to move on. Now this big part right here is just his hairy chest part. So we're going to just draw some little fur lines. And all it is just zigzags pretty much. It's just in a way that I think it looks like hair. So I'm just going to do it however you want until it goes to the center. And then we're going to go back to his face, and we're going to draw his eyes. And they're just kind of like an oval shape. And I want to make him look happy, but you guys can keep his eyes however you want. Now, in order to make him happy and kind of like really happy, I'm going to make it look to where his cheek parts are coming up. So then that means that when I do my eye, this part right here will be erased, and I'll show you what I mean. So let's see, I'm going to get his cheeks down to where I want them. Okay, we'll do the eye. Let me get my other pencil out, and I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. So this part right here on the bottom, I'm going to erase it. I'm going to erase that part of the circle. And now I just have like, kind of like, not a half circle, but a, you know, circle with a missing little piece in it. Okay. You can see that obviously he is happy now. Now, if I want to do that little white part where there's like a shine, make sure it's on the same side. Because if you get them mixed up, they don't look quite right. So always try to make sure, because pretend like there's a light shining in his eye. So you'd want that light to be in the same spot. Okay, then you can color in his eye. If you want to be really detailed, he has brown eyes, so then you can always give him brown eyes with just like a little pupil. It just depends on what you want. I'm just trying to make it easier for you guys. Okay, so there's his face. I'm going to zoom out a little bit now for you guys. And so now we have this part of Sven. Now we're going to do some ears. Okay, I'm going to go back to my other pencil. I always like to say the ears are kind of leaf shaped, so let's do that. Gonna make it kind of leaf shaped, and then I'm gonna adjust it. So here's one ear, here's the other ear, and then I'm going to make the inside part. It's just a line on both sides. So now I'm going to kind of adjust his ear and make it more round, and then his head goes like that. So then this part will be the inside of his ear. I'm just going to shade it so you guys know where his ear is. And the same thing on this side. I'm going to round it off a little bit because he is a furry little guy, or big guy. And shade in the inside of his ear. Okay. Looks good. All right, and now before I move on to the antlers, I'm going to do his eyebrows. So he has really thick eyebrows. And they're right on the top of his little mask. So we'll do that. And now we're going to move on the antlers. So I'm going to move him down a little bit. First, he has two little antlers in the front, so I would right above the eyebrow, make a wiggly line like that, like just a small wave on both sides. You're going to mirror everything you do now. So here's the two little antlers, and it basically does a shape like a hand doing this. So watch me first, like that. Okay, and on the same, do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm just making mine dark because I like it. And then I'm going to finish his head. Okay. Now, while we're doing that, I'm going to try to clean up some of these lines so you guys can see. After you get all done, like you could do this, and then you'll be pretty happy with all those lines being gone. But I mean, pretty much when you draw, you just want to break things down into shapes. It really helps a lot. I want that there. Okay, I'm fine with the other stuff. Okay. So now that we have that, now we're going to move on to the big part of his antlers. Okay, so just do one line first. So it's going to get you your shape. Okay, we're going to basically make kind of like an eye or an oval side that's, or an egg that's like laying on his head like this. See, it kind of looks like a big egg. And then we're going to draw all the shapes in it. Okay, so on the outside, you're also going to make it to where it comes like that. On the outside, we're going to draw one little notch, two, and then 1, 2, 3, and then one more right here. Okay, so that side is finished. Just gonna bring it in a tiny bit because I didn't like it coming right off that. There we go. Okay, that's why it's always good to draw white until you get it right. All right, other side. Now we're going to do, I'm gonna start on the inside this time. Make the one little notch right about there. 1, 2, 3. There's another one right here. All the way down right here. Okay, and now I'm gonna go over it. All right, so now I got everything I like on there, and we're not quite done. I wanted to do something cute for you guys, so let's add Olaf, because they're buddies. Okay, so right in here, we're gonna put Olaf, okay? And it's gonna be fairly easy. So right about here, we're gonna draw like a half circle, like Sven's wearing a cute little Russian hat or something. And then we're going to draw another one right on top, right about this, right about like this. Okay. Then right here, we're gonna draw Olaf's head. So it's a very odd shape. So what I would start with is like his cheeks, and then his head right here. Okay, he has a very odd head. It's like a muffin with a cherry on top. Okay, so right here we're going to draw one of the charcoals. Okay. And then I'm going to make this line solid. Then right here we're going to draw his middle part and one more little coal piece or charcoal. Cloud that in. And then I'm going to draw his little arms. You can draw them however you want, like holding on or waving or whatever. I'm just going to draw him up because he's happy. And you don't have to be too detailed with his arms unless you want to be. So I just make it simple like that. Okay. Now we're going to draw his face. I'm going to zoom in. Okay. So Olaf's face. We're going to make him laughing. So we're going to make a big laughing face like that. Okay, and then the inside he has that big snow tooth thing. You can draw that. Let me get my detailed pencil. This can be all black. Yeah, so that's his big tooth. That's his smile. I'm going to add like that little backwards line, kind of helps show, make it really obvious that they're smiling. Okay, so now we have his mouth. Now I'm going to adjust his face a little bit. I'm going to bring it in a little bit more to where it's real skinny towards his body. Okay, now I'm going to make his carrot nose. So I'm just going to make it coming straight out like this. Straight out, and then it's going to come down a little bit and then right back. Okay, and I just curve it. Curve it like it looks like it's coming out of his head. Like that, and then you can add your carrot lines. Okay. Then we're going to add his little eyes, and they're just 2 circles. Okay, like that. And then he's going to be looking kind of at us, I suppose. I'm not going to make that little dot thing because this is fairly small. So I'm going to do that. Got his eyes. Now I'm going to make his eyebrows. They're up way up here. He also has really thick eyebrows like Sven, because it's super in right now. Okay, and then we're going to finish his head. And I'm going to kind of curve it out like that. So I may erase this line right here. Just gently curve that out. Okay, so there's that. And let's not forget about his cute hair. Okay, and we're just going to fix up this. And you guys can get to coloring because we are done. Woohoo! Okay, here is Sven and Olaf with the Olaf hat. And I cannot wait to see what you guys came up with. Don't forget to sign your artwork. And I will see you next time.